KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
All right, hello, and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. It is a Wednesday here. Just kind of hanging on. Bird's fighting his way through it after Suits had the funk last week. Melody already sent an email. She said, you need to tell Jaybird he needs to try drinking some whiskey with honey, take some vitamin C, sodium absorbate, and oil of oregano. Eat some soup, drink plenty of water and coconut water, and get extra rest. Stay away from sugar and dairy. And also for the mindset, don't say that you're sick. Say that your body is fighting off a virus and it is healing. Think positive, well thoughts. You will feel better fast.
I honestly, to be quite honest, I didn't want to bring it up on the air, but y'all did. So,
You look sick. I think people can see it.
Yeah.
yeah, I hear you. Well, it's out there.
It is.
Yeah, people are I'm getting stank eye in the hallway.
Well, it's also out there, too. Like, a lot of people that I know are sick that don't work here. Like, it's just funk is everywhere right now. So be careful. Get your sleep and take your vitamins.
Do you have a plan, Virginia? What is your strategy if you start feeling something coming on? What do you do?
Sleep.
Yeah.
I'll dose myself with NyQuil so that I sleep like extra
okay. All right.
if I feel it coming on. But
Gotcha.
I mean, I really just try to stay on a sleep schedule and don't get run down and don't get pushed to the limit because that's when I get sick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then there's other people who just want to make you feel bad for being sick. So it's a weird place to be in.
You shouldn't feel bad for being sick. It's not your fault.
That's
Unless you were making out with people at the fair we didn't see.
I was with you the whole time. Believe me. I was making out with that goat.
Yeah, there is a funk going around. So whatever it might be, flu or COVID
Or both.
or coup. Flovid.
Flovid.
You like Flovid?
I like Flovid.
Flovid.
You feel
Sounds like a
bad if you
medication.
don't come in. I saw Suits was gone last week, and that turns to shit when one of us isn't here. And I know back-to-back weeks would be tough, and it's only the second week into the year. I can't be missing no fucking shows.
Yeah, I hear you, but, got to take care of your body first and,
Well, then send me home, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
you got to do what you got to do. We did get some comments about your bulk stores. Heard that Costco is cracking down on people sharing memberships.
Now, what if I take Panda's card? We have the same last name. Are they going to shake me down like I'm a criminal?
No, because you guys are in the same household. You're allowed to share it with one person. It's like a Netflix thing. You guys are a couple. Get to share it. Didn't you hear Kevin tell you that?
Well, I thought he said that you can have an extra card for somebody in the household. I don't have an extra card. All I would have is his card with his face on it.
Yeah, you're allowed that. If you went, it sounds like you could request that. It'd be part of it. Saying, I want my wife to have a card, and you would get one.
You can get a card.
Your husband clearly just doesn't want you to have one.
No, he wants me to go. He really does.
I hear you. Yeah. So you can do that. And that's how, if they do crack down and you do have Costco, that might be a good thing to do so you don't have hassles if you go in. Because you could be legitimately entitled to those benefits and access, and you may not get it. So it's kind of a little note to people out there. If you do the Costco stuff, either legally or illegally, beware.
But you are going to have to get your own card. You just can't roll up there. Panda's my husband.
Right.
It's like, well, what are you talking about?
I got to go stand in the effing line where they take your picture. That line does not move quick.
But you got access, though, baby. You got Costco privilege.
No, it's a 45-minute line.
All right, then you don't fucking go to Costco.
I like to go and use somebody else's card and fly under the radar. That's what I'm about.
You complain in bulk.
I do. I want this to be easy. I want to thief it.
And Vicky kind of broke it down. She said, let you know, the Sam's Club, that's a brand of Walmart. That'd be Sam Walton, I believe, who started the whole thing. It's named after him.
Yes.
So it's lower end. Costco has much nicer things and a better prepared food section.
Okay, now we're talking.
Food that you would take home and reheat, put in the oven.
Yeah, Costco had this thing, and I don't know if they still make it. They were these like turkey wraps, and they had strawberry cream cheese.
Pinwheels?
Pinwheels.
Yeah, pinwheels are on point.
But it's a sweet strawberry cream cheese that they use, but it works with the tomato and the lettuce, and if you know, you know. And they are a very good party item.
Oh.
Okay.
Sweet pinwheel. I like it.
From Costco, but you got to get the ones with the strawberry cream cheese in there. Knock your dick in the dirt.
Vicky said people will actually wear their clothes, and they have decent brands. Costco is known as nicer. It goes Costco, BJ's, and then Sam's. She said, I have Costco and BJ's, and Costco is much nicer, and all the memberships are not expensive, around $60 a year.
It's worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jeff said if you do the VIP membership, it's $120 a year, but you get a percentage of money back if you get a year. Said, I got a $280 check last year. Just the wife and I don't have any kids.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fat check to get back.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a bad deal.
Well, if you get $280 back and the membership's $120, that's called winning.
Right. It's not bad. And Cheryl, I think, missed the part of the conversation we had. She said, why does Costco think that they should raise their prices due to people sharing their card? It's because they offset a lot of the cost with the membership fees. And if people are buying at the lower prices, they're losing money in a sense when they're selling you those items for that price, but they make it up in the membership. So if it's spreading out, more people are illegally using memberships, then they're actually losing money. And eventually they're like, wait a minute, so we got to raise the prices. So,
interesting.
Yeah, it affects the legitimate people. So that's the answer on that. So, yeah, so that was her question on that.
I know a girl that bought jewelry at Costco, and she swears by it.
Yeah.
She said they have good stuff.
Why not? Is Kirkland, is that
That's Costco.
Costco?
Yeah,
I got a buddy that's it. He does the Kirkland beer instead of the Coors Light. He does the Kirkland vodkas and all that. And he said it's really good stuff. And I think I've had it before because when we go to Columbus for Buckeye games, he goes right to Costco, loads up in bulk for his room. And, and I think I've had all that. And, yeah, it seemed fine to me. Don't have any problem with it. So I just am never in those situations where I need bulk items. You know what I mean? He's a dude that's got the community hotel room for everybody that's tailgating for the game.
You got to buy in bulk if you're that guy.
Right. Yeah, I'm not that guy. So I get why he's doing it. I don't get why I do it. We were asking, too, about the 10-year-old that was bitten by a shark over on Paradise Island, the Bahamas, at a resort there.
What kind of shark encounter was he on?
One person texted in, they said, my son and husband did the Shark Tank encounter at Atlantis when my son was around the same age as that kid in the news.
They got in a tank with sharks.
She said, yeah, you are completely submerged in the water in a tank with a ton of sharks.
What could go wrong?
No protection, just a bathing suit and a special helmet they put on you to get air from the surface. I don't know how this hasn't happened before now.
They also make you wear roast beef socks.
Here, put on these shrimp goggles.
What?
Put on this ham coat.
What? It's a tank and it's sharks in it, and you just get in the tank.
That's what she's saying in Atlantis.
I don't think I would get in that.
That just seems pretty insane. It's like, well, if you don't want to do that, over here we have a pit of cobras. Like, I think we're good.
And over here we have slippers made of spiders. Spider slippers.
Yes. Here's our broken glass slide for the kids.
And then we end the night with cannibal cocktails.
Cannibals sitting with you around the campfire.
Cannibal happy hour.
Man, this is a dangerous ass vacation.
Yeah, gotta be pretty hardcore, I guess.
How bad do you need an adrenaline rush if you sign up for any of this?
You gotta wonder, yeah. What is going on with this?
So does you see that when someone gets really, over the top sober, but they were, really doing some. They were partying. They had a party life. They go the other way. They're stone cold sober, but everything in their life is just as dangerous as drugs.
Yeah.
They go extreme.
Steve-O,
yes.
It seems to like the Bahamas is a little bit more unhinged. There's less rules and regulations, and I don't know if you can't sue in the Bahamas, but you would think that is a massive lawsuit waiting to happen. You've got a 10-year-old that's in stable condition after being bit by a shark when they chucked him in a tank with them all swimming around him.
what was the safety protocol? Are we just all like having like an agreement that the sharks are going to be cool?
The agreement was if the shark's swimming towards you, move really quickly.
It's just crazy. I had one of those kind of like little business lunches yesterday. We had a guy in from corporate, and a big part of the conversation was just talking about insurance today and how crazy everything is. And Florida just has so many attorneys that are just running around and chasing it and making so much money. And it doesn't take anything. Randy was at the lunch, and her husband, his brakes had failed, and he just tapped the back end of somebody else's car, and they got $55K from their insurance.
55,000?
No damage to either vehicle. They're like, oh, my neck. $55K, just like that. And so, of course, insurance rates go up. All these kind of things happen, but that's kind of the litigious society that Florida is.
That's what shut down our live show that we were supposed to be doing this weekend was insurance issues.
How did that go? Was it a bleak conversation, or was there any kind of promising silver lining?
It was just kind of the reason why the live show wasn't able to go off, and they prefer $2 million in blanket coverage. They only had $1 million. And then to pay for, I guess, the gap insurance was likely going to cost more than what we thought we were going to retain in revenue. Part of the issue is whenever you interject alcohol to an event, it becomes more expensive because people become a little bit more careless. And the Improv has a 2-drink minimum. So you must have at least 2 drinks. That's part of their policies.
And they must be strong.
Yeah.
I think it says that.
That's kind of how they make some of their money. And so that was part of the challenge. Now, there are things they can do. They just need a little bit more time to do it and may need to string together a few more events to make that policy worth purchasing. So that was kind of it. It was a little bit of that and a little bit of we need a little bit more time to kind of run this through the whole thing because you got to have all these conversations. We have a very large legal department at the corporate level, and they run through all these things. And them dealing with Florida is different. And that's got to be tough because they do own in so many different states, but you got to know the individual laws and what the temperature is of the litigious water in a certain state. And Florida is hot.
It is heaven if you are a sue-happy legal person.
So is it looking like it's going to be a struggle for us to do events this year?
I think we're going to be able to do it. In fact, I walked away with optimism about possibly May. That would be the 25-year anniversary of KVJ. And so I hang new hopes on that. And they are working now to try to hopefully get that set up so we could do a live show for our 25-year anniversary.
We're going to do one. It's just going to be at Kevin's house.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. That's all I need.
On your homeowner's insurance policy.
Right. I do not have enough coverage. Trust me. So we're working through all that. But, things keep changing. There's just one thing after another that happens. It really started way back in the day. If you guys remember, there was a band called Great White, and they did a show. And they had pyrotechnics, and the pyrotechnics caught some of the backdropping on fire, and there was a massive fire, and several people died. And I was talking to Randy, and she worked for a different radio company, and she said it was our DJ that introduced the band, and he died in the fire.
Oh.
And the company lost $25 million in that lawsuit, and all they did was give away 5 pairs of tickets to the concert. So, that kind of started it. And then you've had the mass shootings that have happened. Think about the mass shooting at the concert in Vegas. The guy outside the window, that's a concert event. How many people lost their lives in that guy shooting from that hotel room? Then you had the Travis Scott in Houston, where people were trampled to death. That started raising rates. So all these events, when something like that happens, now all of a sudden insurance rates continue to go up.
So when people ask me, just say we're probably not going to be able to do any kind of event whatsoever till at least May then.
I think May's probably it. Yeah. I mean, we, don't necessarily have too many things scheduled before then. We're going to do some KVJ Volunteer Army cleanup stuff. And so that would be different because you're not talking about, we're not going to have a 2-drink minimum for that. So
At least not in your group, but in mine, we will.
Right, exactly. But you're not
We
endorsing it.
show
We're
up-
not handing it out. We're not requiring it.
We show up hammered with a tumbler.
Yes, to work right by the highway.
You don't know what's in this tumbler.
So that will be a little bit different. So maybe we can pull off, a couple of those. I think that's a different need. But yeah, as far as a live show, that's probably what we're looking at. So, and as we do them more frequently, then we'll start to learn the ins and outs. So it was a new venue for us as well. So we'll have to understand the insurance needs for each venue. Each venue has their own coverage.
Same thing even with the cocktails and karaoke kind of, it'd be the same exact thing then.
Yeah, and like I said, the laws have changed. Requirements have changed from companies, and it's about where the laws are at the moment. Let's just pray that there's no more things where somebody loses an ass ton of money in an event where they get sued. We have to figure out what the venue's insurance coverage is, and then see how that matches with our corporate expectations. So yeah, I'd love to start getting into that and squeezing these out. But yeah, they're working on it. And we're just working in advance. I'd love to get back to cocktails and karaoke, but they would probably say, just the fact that the first word in the name of your event is cocktails, that's going to cost you $1 million.
Well, we get shit for not going out and doing enough stuff out in public, and then we want to do it. We're not allowed to. So
Maybe we could change the name of it to like Sodas and Smiles. Be like tricky.
Sodas and songs?
Sodas and Songs.
Yes. Yeah, why did you give it such a lame name? Well, because to call cocktails costs you $1 million.
But then we'll just put like Jack in the soda. Jack and Coke goes great together.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hard soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have those. So anyway, so we're working on it, but that was kind of the explanation that, I got for things. So on the case, trying to make it happen. Hopefully we'll have some good news coming up here this year. One of the most controversial topics that we got into today was, do you like the ass end of bread? Oddly enough, about 39 to 40% of people do. They will eat that loaf. And people had said, too, it's a nice protector to keep your bread soft. And there are people that use them to make croutons. Apparently, it's great for that.
Okay.
And Sean said, I love the butt end of bread. Toasted, cut in half with fish sticks, cabbage, onions, and homemade tartar sauce.
that's the most offensive email we've gotten all week.
All right. I guess people are still buying fish sticks.
Fish sticks, just.
If you say it quick, it sounds like fish dicks, which no one wants to eat a fish dick.
Fish sticks,
But-
one of them meals. I loved them as a kid.
Loved
and
'em.
as an adult, it makes my stomach flip.
Well, now you know what's in a fish stick. So you're like, no, if I want to get fish, I'm just going to get fish. I'm not going to get a fish stick. It's processed.
Yeah.
It's like butts and guts.
It smells like bad cat.
Bad cat.
How many times would you say you've had bad cat in your days of catting around?
Honestly, I feel very fortunate. Not to say it's never happened before, but very fortunate to where it's not been a major deal.
More than one, less than five?
Definitely less than 5.
Okay, that's
oh my
good.
gosh, yes. That's why when it stands out, you're like,
Meow.
and I could have been talking about the animal. You don't know.
What is a food that you loved most as a kid that you do not eat today? If it were not so fattening, as a kid, I love freaking pot pies, man.
They still are good.
I mean, because that chicken gravy that they have in there, I remember I'd eat 2 of them at a time.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Oh, it was so good. And I would take them and I'd mash them up in a bowl and I'd eat it like that.
Thick
oh, man.
chicken
Flaky
gravy.
crust
Oh,
and-
yeah. It's good
man.
stuff.
CR Chicks does a good one. They have a very good pot pie. You can still get good pot pies. See, that's a childhood food that still tastes good as an adult. You just don't eat it because it's heavy. I would eat gross shit. Vienna sausage out of the can.
That's gnarly.
Salami, and then I put like that hamburger relish and roll them up and just pop them in my mouth. Gnarly shit, man.
Do you know what potted meat is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a neighbor that ate potted meat sandwiches, and I thought it was the most disgusting thing. This is also the neighbor that loved bologna. I never got bologna either.
I went through a phase where I would eat raw cheese dogs, not even cook the hot dog, take them out of the package and just eat the cold cheese dog. And I love the way it tasted. And thinking about that makes me want to kick my 6-year-old ass.
It sounds like a do it bitch punishment.
It does.
You got to eat a raw hot dog. Oh, no, don't make
But
me.
it's the ones with the cheese, though. Did Fat Kevin like the hot dogs with cheese inside of it?
Inside of it, yeah.
That was a big deal.
A delicacy. I mean, that was, you knew big things were happening in our house if we had that. That was
That
high-end
came
for us.
out in
It
our
did.
childhood.
It did,
Because they
yeah.
didn't always have that. And then all of a sudden, Big Linda discovered it. And she
Yeah.
was like, you're not going to believe what's inside of these hot dogs now. And I was like, what? She's like, cheese. And we're like, what?
It was a big
Innovation.
big fucking deal in the Pennington household when that happened, and then when McNuggets came out. We couldn't believe it. McNuggets was a big thing.
Yeah, there's some good stuff. I don't know if right now I'd be able to do the raviolis, and I used to love the Chef
Boyardee.
Yeah, in fact, I
Yeah.
really liked the big ones.
Yep.
too. I had big, small. They had 2 different sizes.
The square one with all of the beef inside of it. Is that the one you're talking about? Oh, it's so gross.
So gross. I used
I
to
got
love
so
it.
sick on them.
Did you? I
Yes.
bet.
Canned beef. I'm just never going to be down with that.
No, I mean, what the hell was I doing?
There's
That's
so many kids in the
crazy.
80s were raised on SpaghettiOs and all the meat
I
in
always
the
thought
can.
SpaghettiOs was gnarly. I don't know why. It was too much of the sauce, and that sauce tasted weird.
My mom would never get it for us because it was way more expensive than making spaghetti at home.
You're right. The sauce had a little bit of a vomity smell to
Yes,
it.
it was
did.
weird, man.
It was, and the sauce on the SpaghettiOs was really thin and soupy. It
Yes.
wasn't a little thicker. Chef Boyardee, even as gross as it was, their meatballs looked like that sick gray ET. When ET's else, it just looked not, but it tasted fucking good.
Yeah.
It was good tasting.
Yeah.
Horrible for you, but good.
I just think back now and like my mom didn't buy all that processed stuff, not because she wasn't like she didn't want to get it, but she couldn't afford it. For her, it was cheaper to make spaghetti and meatballs
Yeah.
and then serve us that
That's good. You got lucky.
than the can of the processed crap. I feel like I did get lucky. Luckily poor.
Yeah.
And the other thing too that was kind of like the cheese hot dog, cherry Pepsi and cherry Coke wasn't always available as a little
No.
kid. And then when that hit the shelves, we lost our minds on that.
We never had soda in my house ever.
Oh gosh.
Never.
I don't think I'm making this up, but I'm almost certain my mom and Ann found a store that sold 4 liters of soda. It was the biggest bottle.
Yeah,
of
right.
soda.
They went for it.
And it was so shitty tasting, but it was orange and grape, and we loved it.
Yeah. My soda was rationed. We had the glass bottles of Pepsi Free. And I remember when I got back from my paper route, my dad would take something and etch a line in the bottle, and I could only drink down to that line. And I remember just getting to that line and being so sad, being like, oh, man, that's it for the day.
I know. I used to do that with my McDonald's. I'd always get 2 cheeseburgers, and by the last one, I'd eat it and go real slow at the bites because I didn't want it to end.
yeah.
And seeing the sandwich end and the meal
Sadness.
almost over,
Yeah.
it really did. It
Yeah.
stung.
You wanted to start all over again.
That's why he orders so much takeout now.
It is.
Food anxiety.
I really do.
You'll never be sad again.
Well, I've been in a situation where you order something and it's shitty and there's nothing else around, and now you're just stuck with a shitty meal with no options. I don't like being there.
He has a backup and a backup for the backup.
She's seen me.
I've seen him.
Yeah. You know, looking at the pot pie, this is what jumps out at me. Calorie-wise, it's not terrible. If you look at the Marie calendars, chicken pot pie, you get 610 calories.
But what size? Because they got a big fucking family size one.
It says 283 grams. That doesn't mean much to me, but it looks like the standard size of pot pie, whatever that is.
You have a picture up there?
Yeah. So
Go
that's
over there and bring
what it
on
is on the
Kevin.
box.
That's
Yeah, I don't know what the circumference would be or whatever.
That's little kid shit. Right
It's the
there.
mini.
Yeah, that's when you just are trying to.
Okay. Now they told us like, okay, yeah, 610 calories, not bad. 75 grams of saturated fat.
Whoa.
75 grams. 75, that's 75% of your daily value of saturated fat in one little ass kid pot pie.
Hey, here's a lard pie.
It's really what it is. But
Suck on this lard pie.
that's why it's so good.
Chicken fat pie.
Yes.
It is. It's chicken fat pie.
Yeah.
But they are good though. There's some really good ones. You'd probably make a great one. You can make I would hate it, but you could make your own aqua crustacean kind.
I could make a seafood pie. Mm-hmm. I could make any kind of chicken pot pie. That'd be yummy. I love anything in a crust.
Ooh, what about a pizza pot pie?
Totally.
Ooh, if it's too hard, you don't think you could do it, don't worry about
We
it.
got to do the trail mix off first because I already bought all the fucking ingredients for
I
that.
figured you guys didn't really want to try my sicky trail mix. I figured I'd wait until I get a little bit.
I appreciate
By the
that.
time you bring it, it's going to be stale mix.
My trail six.
Why's it got snot on it, Kev?
Yeah, you don't
That's
want,
not a wasabi pea.
It's a booger.
if you're lucky.
Yeah, we'll wait on the trail mix off, but that is exciting. I got all the supplies. I'm ready to go.
Can you at least tell me how many items you have, or do you not comfortable giving me that kind of information?
I think I have about 8.
Whoa.
I think I have about 8. And no chocolate.
Wow.
Yes.
You're not going to do chocolate in
I
yours?
am not putting chocolate in my trail mix.
Like, you don't want to be good?
Well, I don't think I need it.
What was that one bit where she brought all this food in and she made it and we never did the bit on the air? And I had to take all
That's happened a couple of times.
What was the last one? You kept making it. There was so much food, and I don't think Kevin talked about it once. What was that? It was recent. The chat room will know. We made so you were very excited about it.
Was it when I knocked the station off the air?
It might have been.
Oh, we had to talk about that one.
That was different. That was a different fucked up thing.
I don't remember.
I
what,
can't remember either.
So many beers ago.
Olives. The olive
Oh,
bit.
the olive cook-off. Or the olive taste.
The olive taste.
Oh, no, we did that.
You hated it.
Yeah, Jaybird didn't like it, and it kind of really fell flat quick, and so we just kind of moved on.
Well,
I brought in all these special olives for him to taste.
Yeah, no, we did that.
He hated the first one.
Yeah.
I love you guys, but I did not like.
Yeah,
the
Virginia's so excited about it. I'm like, oh, you don't like olives. And then, yeah, he tried them. He's like, I hate them. And then I was like, okay.
It sucked.
I don't know
Did
how
not
much
work
I was
out
supposed to do. Should I prolong my hatred?
Yeah.
Yes, I really think this
So
one
I
fucking
did it.
sucks.
I was like, I don't know if they're going to work, but we'll give it a try. Here's something else, snack-wise. Echo said, this is very important information for Jaybird. Mother's Cookies has a new product. Cookies molded like mermaids, dragons, sea monsters, and unicorns. Sadly, no Bigfoot, but it's the sparkling mythical creatures cookies that you can get.
Ooh, did those look good to you, Virginia?
Those are just animal crackers that are frosted. I don't get down with those.
I wonder if it's more of a niche-y thing. I don't know if they're going to I'd try them, but I'm not going in there with a good attitude of taste.
Okay.
If those are just the frosted animal crackers, I don't love them.
I'm kind of with the witch. I like when a cookie explodes in my mouth.
Yeah?
He likes cookie cum.
I like cookie cum. I do. Yeah. Well, I had some from. I'll give a shout out to Joseph Classic Market. I had some of their chocolate chip peanut butter cookies, and it was one of the. I bought a box of them, and I could not stop. I tried to stop eating them. It was one of those ones where 15 minutes into a show, all the cookies are gone.
Yeah, their bakery slaps.
They have a good bakery.
They do. They do the work. It's not going to be cheap.
It's not going to be cheap.
But it's going to be delicious.
But you can taste a difference in quality in a bakery like that.
Freshness. I'm telling you, it's all about the freshness. Bread, pastries, cookies, cakes.
Yeah.
That freshness really does make a big difference.
Yeah, the Europeans really have it right. A lot of them go grocery shopping every day. So they get what they want for the day. They'll walk out with a loaf of French bread and things like that. And then at the end of the day, it's gone. And then they'll go back and then they'll get their fresh vegetables and everything they need for the next day.
No preservatives, no frozen crap.
Hey, look, so some of us in the States go to the grocery store every day, too. So.
I go to the grocery store usually per meal. If I'm going to make a big meal, I go get everything fresh to make it that day or the day before.
I'm at the grocery store a lot. A lot. And right now I'm kind of I'm shopping around, trying to find a new Publix to go to.
Interesting.
You don't like the old one?
They all have the same stuff.
They do not. That's a fucking lie. That is, I'm here to set the record straight. They do not. That's why I'm shopping around for a new.
I used to go to the one a lot by your house, the one closest to you, the one you're probably talking about.
Yeah, okay.
The one by the Crazy Horse?
They're lacking some things?
I'm not trying to dox anybody, but I've had better experiences at better Publixes.
Dang.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
All right. They're not all created equal, I guess.
Look, I used to think they were, but it's just there's been a lot of inconsistency, and I'm just looking for a new girl.
Wonder if that is a management issue, because I would assume otherwise most Publixes would probably stock about the exact same products. I'm wondering how much they're allowed to make their own choices. And say you want a certain hot sauce or whatever that people keep asking for it. If you're a Publix and you're a manager, do you have that freedom to say, this one, we're going to stock this item?
They've told me before that they do have that power. Now, it's got to be an item that is in their repertoire, maybe at other stores or whatever. They can say they want it at that store.
It's from their list they could choose from. But that would make sense, because let's say you have maybe a higher concentration of a certain ethnic population at one location, then you would definitely want to carry some of those products.
Oh, that's why I love going to the Publix over there. Belvedere East. They have so many fun choices that they don't have at my Tequesta Publix. They have like a whole hot bar with croquetas.
Yeah.
They do not have that at my Publix.
I think it was John, who's one of the managers there. He said hey to me last time I was in that one.
Oh, I get down with them croquetas.
Don't buy ice cream. I'm not sure it's going to make the travel to Tequesta.
It's not.
Yeah. And we got Dan sent us an email. I said, what up, my Pete's? I have one of those words that you guys have gravitated to in the last couple of months that is getting overdone. Wonky. At the beginning of Tuesday's show, Kevin said it once, and then Virginia said it twice. A couple weeks ago, all three of you said it within a 2-minute section. There's a wonky Dan in the pizzle. Okay, wonky.
Well, hey, look, if Dan from the Pistol hates it, we got to stop doing it.
I do like wonky right now for some reason. I'm using it a fair amount. He's right.
Different things come in and out of our lives. You phase in words, you phase them out.
Nope, Dan from Port St. Lucie doesn't like it. We gotta get fucking rid of it.
Wonky, and the one that Mags taught me, boof. If it's boof.
Boof.
That is just like...
What is boof? Like Boofo Toad?
It is fucked up. If it's boof, it means it's like... This thing is jacked. It is not proper. It is not doing it right. It did not come correct.
I will buy you guys breakfast or lunch next time, whenever you want it. It's on the bird. If either one of you can tell me what movie from the 80s Boof is from.
Boof? It's from an 80s movie?
It's from an 80s movie. Boof was the person's name.
Boof.
Want to go with Biff. Boof? She likes you.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Pretty in Pink.
No. I'm glad you're guessing.
No.
I will say it is one of... it's a bird-type movie.
Okay.
Don't tell Mom the babysitter's dead.
I'm thinking of an 80s movie I haven't seen. Is it Virginia's answer?
No, Virginia's wrong, as always.
Heathers.
Nope. Teen Wolf.
Okay. Gosh, I haven't seen that movie.
You would hate it. You'd fucking... I would so not... ask you to ever watch that.
Did Suits watch that one?
I don't know.
Did you watch Teen Wolf Suits? You like he hated it.
hated
He didn't like it.
That's right. He really hated Teen Wolf.
He thought it was boof.
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay.
It really, a lot of those movies I did love as a kid. Teen Wolf, it's kind of a shitty movie.
Really?
It's good.
Yeah.
It is good, but
I don't think I've seen it since I was in high school.
I get why somebody would not like it if they did not grow up in that time.
Yeah. I bet his costume looks terrible now where he turns into the wolf.
That would be the one thing I say they nailed.
Did it look good?
I think they did a great job on makeup.
Uh-huh.
I just think the concept of a Teen Wolf, there's holes in the story, really.
What I think I remember, because I think when it came out, I was actually playing basketball at the time. And, you know, when you are in something, you see how they do it. I'm like, you can't do that. That's not, no way.
It's why it's tough for me to watch baseball movies at time. I go, there's 3 outs in an inning, not 2,
Yeah.
not 5.
Right.
And it starts to,
They blow up the regular parts of it. I got you. All right. Well, if you hear us reusing a word more frequently than we should, you may call us out on it. Send in your emails, mail@kvjshow.com. Y'all have a great Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.